Greetings, nerdlings, and welcome to AmalgamNation presents World of Loreccraft, Zonecraft, Gilneas edition. Following their victory in their war against the Trolls, the Empire of Arthur entered into a period of prosperity and growth. After the death of King Thoradin, the Empire began to expand, founding new city-states in the wilderness, including Gilneas. Each city grew and prospered. Both Gilneas and Alterac developed strong armies that explored the world. Over time, the power of Gilneas and the other city-states grew as that of Strom waned. Eventually, they developed their own customs and beliefs, and the empire splintered into 7 independent kingdoms. By the start of the Second War, Gilneas was one of the most powerful human nations, and because of this, the kingdom's ruler, Gen Greymane, was not a strong supporter of the alliance, believing that his own armies would be more than enough to deal with any threat. However, Gilneas held no fondness towards the Horde and gave its full support to the alliance late in the Second War, although Lord Greymane constantly argued against the existence of the alliance from beginning to end. He never fully supported the Lordaeron alliance in the Second War, and shortly after the Horde was defeated, Greymane pulled his nation's support from the alliance, refusing to spend his nation's resources on keeping the orcs alive in internment camps or in rebuilding other nations devastated by the war. Greymane's isolationism may have been influenced by Davil Prestor, who was secretly the Black Dragon Deathwing in human form. Greymane had supported his ascension to the throne of Alterac. The Greymane Wall and the Third War. Sometime after the Second War, Greymane constructed the Greymane Wall, an enormous stone barrier that now separates Gilneas from Lordaeron, attempting to forever remove his nation from what he considered other people's troubles. He barricaded Gilneas behind the wall. No one, not even other humans, was allowed to enter Gilneas. Even during the Scourge's invasion of Lordaeron, while human refugees came begging to be allowed in, the Greymane Wall remained closed. At the peak of their strength, the Scourge relentlessly assaulted the Greymane Wall and threatened to devour all Gilneas. King Greymane's armies held the wall for days against a massive sea of undead hordes, but for every undead that fell, another took its place. In order to keep the Scourge out, Greymane ordered his court archmage, Arugel, to unleash a secret weapon against the Scourge, the Worgen, who had been contained for millennia. Unfortunately, after attacking the Scourge, the Worgen began attacking humans living in Silverpine Forest and infecting Gilnean soldiers beyond the wall. Before long, the affliction had advanced through the legendary barrier and gradually ate away at Gilneas' humanity. Meanwhile, refugees and other nations entreated Gilneas for aid from the Scourge. These unfortunates never saw Gilnean and became easy prey for the Worgen that occasionally strayed south from Shadowfang Keep. Gilneas was not affected by the Scourge, although the land connection to Gilneas was closed. Ships from its self-isolated nation were spotted throughout the world, such as the pirate ship Heedless, captained by Baron Longshore. A small group of soldiers known as the Gilneas Brigade joined the human expedition led by Jaina Proudmoore during the Third War. They had been dispatched by Lord Darius Crowley. Gilnean Civil War. Lord Darius Crowley, upset about Greymane's isolationism, launched the Northgate Rebellion and later on the Gilneas Civil War. Lord Crowley was eventually captured by Greymane's forces. However, as wild Worgen spread and attacked Gilneas City, causing massive harm, Crowley was released by Gilnean adventurers and convinced to give aid to Greymane, who had ordered the evacuation of Gilneas to lands controlled by the Night Elves. In order to divert the Worgen's attention from the fleeing citizens, Crowley led a group of sane Gilneans to stand against them at Lightstone Cathedral. Crowley and his followers were overwhelmed and became Worgen themselves. The Cataclysm and Gilneas. The Cataclysm breached the Greymane Wall, and the Horde, now under the command of War Chief Garrosh Hellscream, ordered the Forsaken to attack Gilneas. In desperation, King Gin Greymane asked Crowley for help. He would fight under the command of Lord Vincent Godfrey. Crowley refused until Greymane revealed that he too had been transformed into a worgen. Lord Crowley led the Gilneas Liberation Front against the Forsaken in Silverpine Forest. With help from the 7th Legion, who used a submarine to pass the enemy lines, the Alliance gained the upper hand in Gilneas. However, agents of the Horde ended up destroying some of the reinforcements and enabled the Forsaken to resurrect Lord Godfrey as one of their own, a fact that none of the Gilneans were aware of. Crowley later surrendered to Sylvanas Windrunner after she had taken his daughter hostage. Meanwhile, Lord Godfrey rebelled against Sylvanas and killed her, although she was quickly resurrected. Sylvanas returned to the Undercity to recover, enabling the Alliance to retake Gilneas. The Worgen curse that started from Shadowfang Keep and swept across Gilneas left its people irrevocably transformed. Almost the entire human population has been turned to the beastly Worgen, a humbling failure for Gin Greymane in his efforts to keep his people safe. The reaction of the people to this change will likely be greatly varied and has yet to be revealed. Preliminary dialogue from Cataclysm revealed that Gilnean mages and healers went to great strides to fight the affliction. Gilneas has undergone deep changes in the wake of its cursing, and while the people maintain their free will, the impact of the curse remains to be seen. Getting to Gilneas. Both Alliance and Horde can reach the ruins of Gilneas by foot through the breach in the Greymane Wall via southern Silverpine Forest. The ruins are what is left of the zone after the Worgen starting experience. Players that are not Worgen will not have access to the zone during that experience. Gilneas Geography. Gilneas is a large peninsula that juts into the sea, south of the western regions of Lordaeron. Silverpine Forest lies to the northeast, and Kultiris and Crestfall await across the sea to the south, and Tol Barad stands to the east. Because of its nearness, Zuldair is considered part of Gilneas. Gilneas is a cold, rainy place mainly because the Great Sea surrounds the peninsula on 3 sides, making sea storms common. High cliffs on the shores protect Gilneas from sailors' curious eyes. The Greymane Wall is the only evident site of Gilneas. Thank you for watching, and as always remember, play to game and game to play.